Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and then giving away the Battle Mine theme deck. This is one of two theme decks from the Unbroken Bonds expansion. This theme deck is based around Mewtwo and is a Psychic and Fire type deck. So the remainder of this video will be strategy involved with the deck, and then at the end of this video, I'll state the rules to entry for the giveaway. Theme decks like this are normally $12.99 in retail stores. Inside the theme deck box, you get the special Hall Foil Mewtwo, an online TCG code card, a quick guide, and then a card checklist, a 2-player playmat with rule sheet, damage counters, burn and poison marker, and then a GX marker. A Pokemon coin. This one features Mewtwo, purple and black in color. Pretty cool looking as far as the coins go. And then a deck box that can hold the 60 cards. And the winner of this giveaway will receive everything that I just showed. On the back of the box, you'll find the deck checklist, as well as somewhat of a general strategy for the deck. It says, combine raw heat and psychic prowess for an attack that's hard to stop. Mewtwo's Mind Report ability recovers the awesome Welder supporter card, so you can keep your Fire-type Pokemon totally fired up. Incineroar adds fuel to the fire in the Battle Mine theme deck. On to the review portion of this deck review and giveaway video. General strategy with the deck, and you can see the deck checklist on the screen, is, as it says on the back of the box, is to use Welder to accelerate fire energy into play. Incineroar has a great ability on it, increasing fire-type Pokemon's attacks. You can actually do the most damage with Turtonator in this deck for, I believe, 3 fire energy. It does 50 damage times the number of fire energy you discard from your Pokemon. So the idea is to get as much fire energy into play as quickly as possible. Similar to something like Blacephalon GX. So this deck definitely has potential to knock out some GX Pokemon out there. The one disadvantage with this deck is that water type decks are becoming more popular because of the popularity with Reshiram and Charizard GX. So this deck may be weak to some more popular decks out there. So first up, I can go through the Pokemon. 24 total. If you're building a more competitive deck, you normally want more trainer cards, less energy cards, and less Pokemon overall, but 24 total Pokemon in this deck. Started off with the main Pokemon with the deck in Mewtwo, 2 copies of this card. It is a Psychic type basic Pokemon from the Unbroken Bonds set. 120 for the HP, 130 would have been a little bit better. The main reason to use this card is for its ability Mind Report. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile on top of your deck. And Welder is the supporter card to use to accelerate 2 energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And then Psyshock for 3 energy cards does do 70 damage. So an underwhelming attack, but again, the main reason you want to use this card is for its ability. Next up would be a 3-3-2 line of Litten, Torracat, and Incineroar. Litten is a basic Pokemon. All 3 of these Pokemon are from Unbroken Bonds. 60 HP is average, 2 moves, Caturday, which allows you to draw a card, and then Big Bite, which does 60 damage for 3 energy cards. Stage 1 evolution in Torracat, a below average HP of 80, only 1 move Fire Fang, which does 20 damage, plus it does burn the defending Pokemon. The Stage 2 evolution, the reason to use this entire line is for this card's ability. 160 is about average for a Stage 2. Strong Sheer, its ability says your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can use this with Mewtwo and do 100 damage for 3 energy cards, which makes all of the attackers in this deck that much more powerful. And then Flamethrower for only 2 energy cards does do 90 damage. Now for the most part, this is going to be a 2-hit knockout deck. So a pretty good stage 2 card there. Again, it is just a little bit slower to set up. but once it is set up, it is pretty easy to get fire energy into play. Next up would be a 3-2 line of Salandit and Salazzle. A good HP on Salandit of 70, only one move, Grass Fire, does 10 damage, plus it discards a grass energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Salazzle has a great ability on it, very similar to Heat Factory Prism Star. This card also has an above average HP. Roast Reveal says once during your turn you may discard a fire energy card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. And then Combustion does 60 damage for 2 energy cards. So a couple of good cards here so far with abilities on them. Actually 3, Mewtwo, Incineroar, and Salazzle. The next line here would be a 3-2 line of Darumaka and Darmanitan. A good HP on Darumaka of 80, 2 moves, Flame Charge and Flop. One does 10 damage, plus it allows you to search your deck for a fire energy card and attach it to this Pokemon, and then Flop does 20 damage. The Stage 1 evolution, Darmanitan, a great HP of 130. Find Wildfire says search your deck for up to 3 fire energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand. And then Flare Blitz for 2 fire energy, does 110 damage. Discard all fire energy from this Pokemon. So a good amount of damage there for only 2 fire energy. And that first attack, Find Wildfire, works very well with Welder. Next up would be Turtonator. 2 copies of this card from Dragon Majesty, 110 for the HP. It is a Dragon type Pokemon, only 1 attack, Explosive Jet. For 3 fire energy, it does 50 damage times the number of fire energy you discard from any of your Pokemon. So a great way to get rid of some of the energy in play and do major damage, and then just retrieve those energy cards back with some of the other cards in this deck. And you can always use something like Fire Crystal from Unbroken Bonds to retrieve those fire energy from the discard pile. The final Pokemon of the 24 in the deck would be Meowth. 60 HP on this colorless type, basic Pokemon. 2 moves, Catterday and Tail Whap. Catterday allows you to draw 2 cards, and then Tail Whap does do 30 damage. So I guess this is a decent secondary attacker. It could do 60 damage if you have Incineroar in play, and it is not weak to water type Pokemon like some of the other fire type Pokemon in this deck would be. So there's a look at all of the Pokemon in the deck so far. Very good abilities on these cards. Like I mentioned, Incineroar, Salazzle, and Mewtwo. Really like the amount of damage that Turtonator can do. Potentially, it can take down a Tag Team GX in 1 attack and get you 3 prize cards instead of only 1. Now on to the trainer cards. And the strange thing about both theme decks from Unbroken Bonds is that there are lots of supporter cards. 16 total trainer cards, 14 would be supporters. So first up, 4 copies of How. It allows you to draw 3 cards. Lily and Cynthia, both better than How. Same goes for Erica's Hospitality. Cynthia, 2 copies of this card. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. Fisherman, put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So this supporter actually works very well with Turtonator. Fire Crystal is actually an item card, so you can use multiple item cards per turn, where supporter cards you only can use 1 per turn unless you use Lieutenant Surge's strategy if you're behind in prizes. Lily, 2 copies of this card. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand. Looker, draw 3 cards from the bottom of your deck, so very similar to How. Always important to get more cards into your hand each and every turn. And the final supporter, the most important one in a fire type deck, would be Welder. Attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do, draw 3 cards. So not only allows you to draw additional cards, but attach essentially 3 energy cards per turn. Only 1 item card in the deck, which would be switched, 2 copies of this card. And with those supporters, 2 copies of every single one except for How, 4 copies of that card. but I do like Welder quite a bit. The Fisherman works very well in this deck with the Turtonator, and then the Darmanitan works very well to get fire energy into your hands so that you can accelerate those with Welder. Now all that's left would be the energy cards, 20 total, 15 fire and 5 psychic. Of course, the majority of the attackers in this deck, fire type Pokemon. So 15 and 5 for 20 total. So there's a look at the Battle Mind theme deck that features Mewtwo from Unbroken Bonds. Overall, this is about an average theme deck, but it is one that can dole out major damage. You just need to give it some time. You need to get Incineroar set up and then get lots of energy into play. But Unbroken Bonds is a great expansion for fire type support. So on to the giveaway portion of this video, and because I was not able to review a theme deck shortly after the set was released, I'm going to review and give away both Unbroken Bonds theme decks in the very near future. So this Friday at approximately 7 p.m. Central Time, I will be selecting a winner from this giveaway and then contacting them via email. So make sure to have your contact information updated on your YouTube channel. But the way that you can enter to win this giveaway is all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and then state which fire type Pokemon would be your favorite. Since this is a majority fire type deck, my favorite fire type Pokemon of all time, of course, is Charizard. So that's it. Make sure only one entry per person, and this giveaway is open to everyone worldwide. For complete rules to entry, you'll find that in the description of this video. So good luck to everyone who does enter. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, make sure to check out all the links in the description of this video, including links to my blog, Facebook, and Twitter pages. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.